little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. Today we have got a lovely crocheted stitch, very simple and versatile. This one is the Coming Up Shells stitch. I think it would be awesome for a scarf, a wrap, a blanket, pretty much whatever you like. And it is very simple, just a 2-row repeat once you get it started. And I think you guys are really going to like this. Now, for this particular example, this swatch that I worked up, I used Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the colorway of, I believe it was Real Teal or Deep Teal. I think it was Deep Teal. And also, I used, trying to get my hook unhooked here. It's kind of stuck. Does this happen to you? I used, for this yarn, a size 6mm, size J crochet hook, because this is a somewhat robust weight of 4 yarn. Now, for today's example, I'm going to be using also a weight of 4. It's a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter in its weight. This is Lion Brand's Pound of Love in the Oxford Gray, and we are going to be using a 5.5 size I. My focus is funky today. A size 5.5mm size I crochet hook today for our example. And of course, I'm going to give you the multiple so you can make this as wide or as narrow as you want to. By the way, I'm not sponsored for this video, but I do, of course, like to let you know what it is that I use in case if you want to try to duplicate the results. Personally, I love the shifting of the colorway, but we're going to go simple with the Pound of Love today. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Alrighty. First things first, our base chain. Now, the multiple for this particular stitch, it's a multiple of 9 chains plus an additional 3 chains. So yeah, ultimately, you can make this as wide or as narrow as you want to. I still stress the point that I think it's a good idea to make a swatch sample first. That way you can get used to the stitch, and then figure out based on your swatch how many multiples of 9 plus your additional 3 that you would need for the finished width of the project that you're going for. So right here, I've got 3 multiples of 9, which is 27, plus my additional 3. So I've got 30 chains here. You can make as many multiples of 9 as you want to, but just be sure to add the 3 at the end and you'll be good to go. So whip up your base chain and we shall get started. Okay, row 1 is going to start off the sort of foundation for the rest of the piece, and then rows 2 and 3 are going to be your repeat rows. So starting right in with a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then chain 3, and then single crochet into the next chain. So we're sort of creating a picot, eyelet, doodad, whatnot right there, that little chain 3. And then skip the next 3 chains, and into the 4th chain, we're going to create a fan or a shell. So going in with a double crochet into that 4th chain, there we are, chain 1 and double, chain 1 and double, all into this same chain. We're going to be doing a total of 6 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. I already have 3. Chain 1 and double, chain 1, double. Okay, I think I need one more. Yes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I need one more. So chain 1 and double into that same stitch once again. And there we are. So we've got 6 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. And then scooting right along, skip the next 3 chains and into the 4th chain, single crochet, chain 3, and then into the next chain, single crochet, once again to create sort of a little eyelet. There we go. And then we're going to keep repeating in the same fashion. Skip 3 chains into the 4th chain, create another fan. So, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and double, chain 1, double. Okay, I've got 4. I need 2 more. Chain 1 and double. Chain 1 and double. There we go. All right, and then skip the next 3 chains into the 4th chain, single crochet, chain 3, and then single crochet into the next chain to create your little eyelet thing. I don't know, what exactly would be the terminology for this? Little eyelet thing, doodad, whatnot, you know, whatever. At any rate, skip the next 3 chains, create a fan in the next chain. So that's double, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more for 6. Okay, skip the next 3 chains, and then you should have 2 chains left over at the end. So the 4th chain, single crochet, chain 3, and then single crochet into that last chain. And there you are. That is the end of row 1. And your piece should look something like this. You know, it's not much to look at yet, but it's early days still. So there you go. That is row 1. Okay, so like I said before, at least I think I did, rows 2 and 3 are going to be the repeat rows for this stitch. And of course, I'm going to do, more than one of those repeats. So row 2, I'm going to start off by chaining up 3, and that's going to count as a double crochet stitch right there. Turn the work. Now, under other circumstances, quite often, instead of chaining up 3 for my first double, I often chain up 2, but this one, I think it works out just fine. So just so you know. Then into this eyelet, 2 double crochet stitches. Sometimes the difference between chaining up 3 and chaining up 2 at the beginning of the row can really make a difference on the edge of a particular piece. You know what? You decide, fiddle around with either or, and you be the judge. I always encourage you guys to try your own means of coming up with the best project that you can. So from here, after doing your chaining of 3 and your 2 doubles, chain 2, and then into the 3rd chain 1 space, we're going to work another eyelet. Now, if you sort of separate your stitches a little bit, that's 1, 2, and 3. The middle of our chain 1 spaces, go in there with a single crochet, chain 3, and another single crochet into that same space to create an eyelet. Then chain 2, scooting onto this next eyelet, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. So double, double, chain 2, 2 more doubles, there we go. So it's like over here we have sort of a fan, over here we have sort of a double V. I mean, they're both shells in their own regard, but all right, from here, chain 2, and then again into the third, chain 1 space right in the top there, single, chain 3, single, single, chain 3, and single, chain 2, into the eyelet down below, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Okay, got my 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 more doubles, all right, chain 2, third, chain 1 space, single, chain 3, single. There we go. Chain 2. Okay, then into this last eyelet at the very end, 2 doubles. And then without adding any more chains, going into that very first single crochet, pardon me, first single crochet that we created for row 1, go into that single crochet stitch with a double. I'm sorry, I do get tongue-tied every now and again. There we go. So that is the end of row 2. It's starting to flesh itself out a little bit. Well, let's continue on with row 3. Okay, so row 3, I'm going to start off with a chaining up of 1 and turning the work. And then into this very first double crochet right here, going to do a single crochet, chain 3, and another single crochet into that same stitch. This is where it sort of differs from row 1. Okay, so we got our little eyelet right at the end there. And then from here, in the eyelet above the fan, that little eyelet there, we're going to do another fan. So 6 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. So that's 1, chain 1, and 2, chain 1, and 3, chain 1, and 4, chain 1, and 5, chain 1, and 6. There you go, a new fan ready to go. From here, going to scoot to this chain 2 space with our double V right there, going in with a single, chain 3, and a single to create another eyelet. Okay. Going to the next eyelet over here, another fan. 6 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. So that's 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1, 5, chain 1, and 6. Okay. Scooting to the next chain 2 space over here, single crochet, chain 3, and another single. There we go. Then into the next eyelet, another fan. So scooting over with a double, chain 1, and this is 2, chain 1, and 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1, pull out some more yarn as necessary. It happens. Okay, so that was 4. We need 2 more. That's 5, chain 1, and 6. There we are. Okay, and then at the very end of the row, going to go into the top of this last double with a single, chain 3, single. So it's the top right here. Now you could always count 1, 2, 3 from the bottom. Another alternate method that you could do, instead of going into this actual chain stitch here, you could go in the space, but that might make it look a little bit wonky and cattywampus. So single, chain 3, and into that same stitch, another single. It's a little bit tight, but patience will guarantee perseverance with a little bit of persistence. Anyway, again, I get tongue-tied, but alas, that is the end of row 3. Very nice. All right, so now, of course, I am going to do a full repeat because I do like to be thorough, and we shall get to it. Let's do it to it. Alrighty, so row 2 for the repeat. Start off by chaining up 3. And turn your work. Get your tail out of the way. There we are. And then into this first eyelet, this chaining of 3 that we did, 2 double crochet stitches. There we are. Chain 2. And then into the third chain 1 space, 1, 2, and 3, single crochet, chain 3, and another single crochet to create a new eyelet, then chain 2, create another double V, so into this eyelet down below, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Two doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, there we are, chain 2, and then create a new eyelet in the third chain 1 space. So 1, 2, 3 right in here, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet, chain 2, the next eyelet down below, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, almost had it, there we go, and then chain 2, scooting on over to the next fan here. In the third chain 1 space, single crochet, 3, single crochet in that same space to create that new eyelet, chain 2. In that last eyelet, 2 double crochets, and then in that last single crochet, do a double crochet. And there you are. That is the end of row 2 for the repeat. All right, and row 3 for the repeat. Now, whichever row that it is that you decide to end on, I think they both look nice. It really depends on what you're going for. So for row 3, I'm going to start off by chaining up 1, turn the work, and then into that first double crochet stitch, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. Personally, I think that ending on a row 3 is a little bit nicer. That's just my own personal opinion because you have these lovely sort of fans going on. That's just me. All right, so from here, scooting to this next eyelet with a new fan. So 6 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. So that's 1, chain 1, and 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, don't forget to add those chain 1 spaces. All right, and then from here into the chain 2 space, create a new eyelet. So scooting right in with a single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. Into the next eyelet, a new fan. So double, there we go. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. I realize that I'm not saying chain 1 after each and every one. Sometimes it gets a little redundant, but all right, so I got my fan here into the next chain 2 space. Going to do a single, chain 3, single, single, chain 3, single, there we are. Next eyelet, another fan, so double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, sort of sing-songy. All right, so I've got 4, I just need 2 more. Okay, that makes 5, and chain 1, and then 6, and then we're good to go with this fan. There we are. All right, then, last but not least, into that last double crochet right in the top there, single crochet. There we go. Now, if you're like me and you have a tendency of chaining up tightly, when you're doing that initial chaining up of 3, you might want to go a little bit loosely. Not something that I'm known for, so that getting into that 3rd chain for this is a little bit easier. It's a habit that is good to get into, believe you me. So into that last double, do a single, chain 3, and another single. Anything to make it a little bit easier so that you don't have to fight with your stitches quite so much. Anything that helps is worth it. And there you go. Absolutely gorgeous, really, really simple. And what is also nice about this particular pattern is that for the most part, you're not going into actual stitches, you're going into stitch spaces, like the eyelets and the middle of these sort of double V clusters that we have going on here. It really is quite simple. So if you are a fan of, textured yarns or yarns with like a halo to them, this is not a bad option, because working into stitch spaces as opposed to working into actual stitches, well, it's a lot easier. All right, so there you go. Alrighty, my dears. So that's going to conclude today's tutorial on the coming up shell stitch. All you have to do, like I said, is just keep repeating rows 2 and 3 for as long as you want to until your project is big enough. As always, I really hope that you liked today's video, and if you did, please give a little thumbs up button down below, and in the comments section, let me know what you're going to do with this stitch. What sort of project, what sort of yarn, what sort of colorways. Always interested in hearing about your creative journey and your whole process and everything. Love hearing from you guys. And you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.